Hello, my Jedis and Force sensitives. How are you doing today? I welcome you all back to yet another episode. Here we talk about the fictional world of Star Wars and its happenings. I try to bring to you the news and happenings of the worlds far and far away. The Galactic Republic and their law enforcement has a system that allowed for bounty hunters to roam the galaxy and bring peace among the world. These beings made their living by bounty hunting, and the Republic got a few hands to get things done without any liabilities, who now we often hear stories of impressive individuals like the Boba Fett, Cad Bane, and some other top-tier bounty hunting professionals, but this was an industry that paid well, and it was part of a wider economy that lacked job opportunities. Hence, it created a situation where you could hire from a selection of individuals who want to get the job done and get paid. However, not everyone had the right skill, and no offense to hardworking assassins, but not all of them were cut for the kind of job the Empire may have for them. So, in this video, we're going to talk about those bounty hunters who looked death in the eye and laughed. The top 1% of the industry, you may not have heard of them before, so make sure you stick to find out all of them. Number 10, Greedo. An ambitious Rhodian trying to build a reputation, Greedo thought that taking down the infamous smuggler, Han Solo, would not only kick off his career as a bounty hunter, but also get him on the permanent payroll of Jabba the Hutt. Neither of these things happened because Greedo can't shoot 3 feet across a table. Greedo got blown away in the Mos Eisley Cantina after cornering Solo. His hubris and poor marksmanship putting an end to his lackluster, not to mention short, bounty hunting career. Number 9. Zam Wassel. Were all bounty hunters to be judged by the bargain basement skills of Zam Wassel, the Bounty Hunters Guild would never get any new recruits. After blundering the assassination of Queen Amidala, Wassel gets chased through the mean streets of Coruscant by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, only narrowly evading detection because she ducks into a crowded bar. Not because she thinks to remove her helmet and make use of changeling powers of transformation. She ends up being assassinated by the bounty hunter originally assigned to assassinate her target, Jango Fett, and dies muttering what would become her famous last words, "It was just a job." Number 8. Amon. Casual fans might not remember Amon, the Amani headhunter lounging at Jabba's palace when Bausch brought in the mighty Chewbacca to claim the bounty on his head. Like most of the bounty hunters in the original trilogy, he served as an ornamentation for a scene, and didn't pose much of a threat, despite his ominous staff. Amon compromised Boba Fett by agreeing to give Lando Calrissian, disguised as a guard in the palace, advance warning about the infamous bounty hunter's movements on Tatooine, and proved there was no honor among thieves. Number 7. Dengar. Dengar may not be the most skilled bounty hunter in the galaxy, but he's one of the most relentless. Despite a bad record of being beaten out of jobs, especially from 2 particularly infamous Mandalorians, Boba Fett and Din Djarin, he still trudges along, trying to make a name for himself among the other members of the Bounty Hunter Guild. Late in his career, he resorted to cybernetic implants to get an edge on his competition and his marks, acquiring components that increased his agility, speed, and reflexes. Unfortunately, all of his upgrades were eventually rejected by his body. And when he's glimpsed in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker on Kijimi, utilizing the alias Hrothgar Deng, he's literally not even the same man anymore. Number 6. 4 Lom. If 3PO ever decided to become a bounty hunter, the result would be 4 Lom, the insect-looking protocol droid who didn't let his programming stop him from pursuing his true purpose, racking up marks. Without the fussy parameters of his old life serving drinks in a luxury liner, he was free to become a calculating killing machine, except that he ran about as well as 3PO, and shot about as well as a stormtrooper. Unfortunately for the rusty old unit, he often had delusions of grandeur, and when the contract on Han Solo came up from Rekius Noto, he pursued the Millennium Falcon to an inhospitable jungle planet. Despite an atmosphere that fried his ship's sensors, he chased the Falcon into the fog, frying his sensors as well. Had it not been for his partner, Zuckus, who wouldn't have survived long enough for Solo to elude him again after the Battle of Hoth. Number 5. Zuckus. Often confused for sometimes partner, the protocol-turned-bounty hunter 4-LOM, the Grand Mercenary might have considered a change of identity given his abysmal track record. Along with 4-LOM, he tried to track Han Solo with his ship Mistfinder, but the jungle planet Solo fled to knocked out his power systems and left him stranded. Zuckus had to bag small-time crooks like Barris Ford in order to afford tractor beams and modifications for his ship. Tools that would come in handy in the bounty hunting lifestyle. He snagged Ford, but bigger bounties offered by Lord Vader, like Dr. Aphra, Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo, slipped through his fingers. Number 4. Balduga. The fact that he was an Ithorian bounty hunter was about the most unique thing about Balduga, who made his first and last appearance in the Clone Wars alongside his broodmate, Anka. The two brothers became known as a formidable team until Balduga's stupidity usurped their reputation. Balduga decided to impersonate the legendary Cad Bane, one of the most impressive hunters in the galaxy, right down to carrying Bane's pair of dueling blaster pistols and wearing his wide-brimmed hat. Unfortunately for Balduga, participating in Count Dooku's bounty hunting trials on Sereno pitted him against the real Cad Bane, who unceremoniously shot him in front of his brother and swapped out his hat for the late hunter's newer version. Number 3. Gunner Groth. Groth had spent time as a glorified security guard before deciding to pursue marks on the Empire's Locate and Detain list, the payment of which was significantly higher than anything he had been able to earn before. After Groth located Jade on Rishi, he set a trap to lure the former Emperor's hand, but she used the Force against him and his body wasn't found for some time, his identification leading to the momentary idea that the real Dengar had been killed. Number 2. Jodo Cast. Though he wasn't a Mandalorian, Jodo Cast wore the armor of the elite warriors, impersonating one of their most famous huntsmen, Boba Fett. In the years after Fett's supposed death by Sarlacc in the Pit of Carkoon, he painted his stolen armor with Fett's colors and markings, in the hopes of receiving higher-paid contracts. Number 1. Jango Fett. Long reputed to be one of the best bounty hunters in the galaxy, there are Death Star-sized holes in his legacy. He is, after all, the hunter who hired Zam Wassel to do the job he was hired to do, a job which resulted in Obi-Wan Kenobi becoming aware of Fett's existence and the cloning happening on Kamino. He apparently had time to tail Wassel and shoot her before she could talk, but couldn't think of any better way to kill Amidala than with poisonous worms. Jango's most impressive legacy is no longer canon, reduced to feats in Star Wars Legends, so looking at how he's represented on screen, he's really, really bad at his job. So there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.